Hi, it's Paul from Paul Kelly Golf. I'm here with Andrew Dunn. Andrew's one of the staff at T-Box, and we're here to do a Mizuno fitting on Andrew today. So, Andrew, you currently play Mizunos, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, what model are you playing?
I'm playing the JPX Easy right now. It's the 2016 model.
Okay, good. So we're looking at doing a Mizuno fitting, see if you fit into something a little bit nicer, see if some of the new models appeal to you, and where they go from there. So tell us a little bit about your game.
So right now I'm currently playing off a 5 handicap.
Okay.
I roughly play about 75 to 80 rounds a year.
All right, so lots?
Yeah, a good fair amount of golf, yes.
All right. Normal shot tendency, what would you normally expect to see out of your ball?
Just a slight draw, probably about a 3 to 5 yard draw.
All right. And your bad shot if it gets away on you?
I have a tendency to hook it a little bit.
Okay.
So I turn it over just a little bit.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to work Andrew through a shaft optimizer. And the shaft optimizer is an amazing piece of technology from Mizuno. It has a load sensor built into it. It has a gyroscope built into it. It's got a microprocessor built into it. So it collects your DNA. And your swing DNA, how Mizuno looks at it, is that your swing doesn't change from time to time. You're either always fast tempo, you're always slow tempo. Those things don't change. So it will measure how your shaft kicks down, how it loads, when and where you release it. And they've shown that through hundreds of thousands of swings that this doesn't change from person to person. So the beauty about the shaft optimizer is it's not results based. It's a measuring tool of what your DNA does. So if you're having a bad day striking the ball, it doesn't throw your fitting off because you're still swinging the club the same. You just might not have your impact. Okay? And then we're going to use that then, and that narrows down and gives us a really narrow window of the shafts that we'll select. And what it does is it doesn't replace the fitter's experience. It takes fitter's experience and it lets them shortlist some things so that we don't have to hit 25 shafts and fatigue you out before you get what you're looking for. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to fire up the shaft optimizer. We're going to get Andrew first to warm up, hit a few balls while I'm getting things ready, and then prepare us for the fitting. Andrew, would you generally hit a low ball, a high ball, kind of normal, average?
Pretty average.
Pretty average?
Yeah, about a mid ball flight.
Okay, all right. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I feel like any higher, I'm not going to get any benefit playing here in Newfoundland.
Okay, all right, perfect. So now we're going to go into the shaft optimizer, and that's going to kick out 3 specific shafts where we should start our fitting. So because the club you have now is probably closest to the JPX 923, that's where we'll start. All right, Andrew, so the shaft optimizer has told us that we should be looking at that Nippon NS Pro 95 in a regular or a stiff. And the reason that it says regular or stiff is that it's more of a weight category rather than a stiffness category. How's that one feel to you? If you were just kind of put it in words.
It's very nice. It's soft. I feel like it's kind of jumps off the face.
Okay, and you can kind of feel it load, and
100%.
It doesn't feel boardy. It doesn't feel spongy.
No, not at all.
The head feels good.
Yep.
All right, so now we moved into the Nippon Pro 95 gram regular. Is that more movement than you would like to see, or is it kind of about a little bit more expected? Or
it's a bit more. I feel like it's a little bit more uncontrollable.
Okay, all right. That's a bit. We've got a cluster here that's extremely tight, but it's a little bit farther left. We're staying with regular. We're moving into the KBS Tour Light regular flex in standard length, standard loft, standard lie, which is where you're fitting in very well on all those. Okay. Same thing. We're staying in that kind of 95, 98 gram weight range, and we're going to see what happens here. Put this one into words for me.
Feels a little bit heavier.
Okay.
I know that sounds
All right.
kind of weird because we are in that weight,
Yeah,
that same.
Yeah, but it just, everything matters.
Yeah,
Your
to
opinions
me,
matter.
it just feels like it's a little bit stiffer too.
Okay.
I'm just not seeing the consistency there
No,
that
okay.
I'm looking for.
All right. So let's go back to the first one we did, which was the MIZUNO Pro 95 stiff.
Yep.
I think that was what felt the best and solid. A little bit skinny on that one?
Yep,
Just a little
that
bit?
definitely was.
Okay.
But even still, it's not a huge miss. So
No.
even with my miss hit, it still seems like it's kind of consistent.
You're retaining your consistency of distance. How's that one feel second time around?
It feels great, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's been hit twice now, and that's the preference both times.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So I want you to we're going to go over some data and have a look at some things and talk about what we've got. But we can see we've got a really nice cluster here. All right, Andrew, we've hit some shafts. We went with what the shaft optimizer was recommending to us. Having never seen you before, the shaft optimizer, having no idea what you're doing, how did that shaft recommendation pan out for you?
Really good, honestly. I felt like, you know, it really suited my swing. It gave me 3 shafts that were very, very similar to the weight that would be suitable for me. And I felt that even with the stiff, it was potentially a more benefit than anything else that I was trying.
All right. So let's look at the data starting with your club and going through and see what kind of, what did we pick up? What were some changes, good or bad? And then we'll look at the shafts that we went through. So this is your club. We have a 162-yard carry. We have a ball speed of 108 miles an hour. So for every mile an hour of ball speed that we can increase there, we should pick up probably about 2.25 yards or so. So if we can increase that from 107 to 110, 111 or so, then we'll see some difference there. Smash factor with yours is extremely good. That's off the charts for an iron. For an iron, we'd be looking for somewhere probably 135, 137, somewhere around there. To be 146 is just super efficient. Now, that is coming through something that it could give you a little bit of a trouble. Your face is a little bit more closed than normal, which is why you get that low penetrating left flight.
Yeah.
So with all of our clubs, we saw all the face angle being a little bit closed. You're swinging inside out with closed, so we're going to get that shot shape. So we're at a 16 degree or 17 degree launch angle with a ball speed of 108 and a carry of 162. We go back to the 95S again, and we're back up. We got a 178 carry versus yours, which was a 162. So that's almost a club and a half. That's nothing to ignore, considering that the cluster is still in there very tight. Your maximum height increased a little bit. Your landing angle increased a little bit. Your spin rate, while it's averaging a little bit lower than it was, once again, we're longer. We're a club and a half longer. Safe to assume that we would jump up another 4 or 5 to replicate the distance that you had with your other club. Okay? So when you look at distance, improving distance and getting more out of it, people will often say, well, it's just a turned down club, right? Or it's this. But if you're maintaining the height and the descent angle of what you had, then there's nothing wrong with it. It's all really good there. So we have a smash factor 1.48. It just keeps getting more and more efficient. Your club path, it's almost the same number all the way through. Your spin rate is consistent. Your center strikes, your face angle. So we can see here the face angle tends to be closed with you a little bit, and that's something that is your swing. Not going to be able to change that without you changing it intentionally, but that's the way you swing. And this is giving us a really nice cluster. And there's our horizontal angle of lefts and rights, which at 180 yards, if we're averaging 5 yards off the center line, we're going to take that all day long for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Right?
100%.
So we're back to our finished product. This is the MIZUNO 245 It's a hollow body, kind of almost blade style club. Nippon NS Pro 95 stiff.
Turn that one over just a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit handsy there on that one.
Yeah. Once again, though,
but the contact
felt great. The club felt great, and just even the whole swing and everything just felt like really consistent.
Yep. And your club path is not changing from swing to swing. Well, we can't do a whole lot better than that.
No.
So we've got ourselves a winner here. So what we've got is we've got the Mizuno 245. We have the Nippon Pro NS Stiff. It's a 95-gram shaft. Do you have a particular type of grip that you like?
I usually use MC4s. So Golf Pro at MC4s, the multi-compounds, which has the little extra 4% at the bottom.
In a standard fit?
Yep.
Standard sit in a +4 and an MCC?
Yep.
Okay, all right. And 4-through pitch?
I have a 4-through pitch in that setup there now. If I was to get a new set, I'd probably leave the 4 out of the bag.
Okay.
I feel like I just don't hit
Don't use it enough?
Yeah.
And it's funny because the shaft optimization here, when we went through your set recommendation based on your shaft speed, your tempo, and everything, it's saying that the 5 is probably your the last one down the line that you would be really efficient with.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can go through there. We like it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you so much.